Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com.
Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/superliveadventure.
They have over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player. Let's start the show. You are listening to the Super Live Adventure podcast. This episode was recorded on March 19th, 2013 at Full Cup on Staten Island.
And for more information on Full Cup, you can contact Bobby Buns Parker. He's incarcerated here in our custom-made storage facility. The light is green, the trap is clean.
Hey everybody, I'm John Szeluga.
I'm Chris Sorrentino.
And this is the second part of a show we did in March. So if you haven't listened to the first part, I suggest you go back and do that.
Let's go!
Today on the show, we have the Minions of Gozer.
Yes.
They do a Ghostbusters shadowcast. Definitely check out their website. It's minionsofgozer.com. You could find out more about what they do. And of course, they're going to explain it in this episode.
If you want to know what a shadowcast is.
And this is the second part of a really long show. You're feeling pretty good at this point.
Oh, yeah. Just as a disclaimer, I am horrifically drunk during this episode. Like, to the point where this is why I don't really drink anymore, because I am a total jackass.
It's fun to listen to.
Yeah, I'm not denying that. Nestle's Crunch.
Are you ready to bring up our last guest tonight?
Yes, I am.
I'm excited. You know, when Chris asked me about having these guys on, I was like, of course. And I'm really happy that they made it out. This is very cool. They're going to talk about what they do as soon as they come up here. So please welcome from the Minions of Gozer,
Ryan Espin and Angela Williams-Dunford.
So before we get into things too much, why don't you guys explain what the Minions of Gozer are all about?
Wait, hold on. Ryan, you need a drink?
No, I'm okay.
You
Right
sure?
now.
Are you not
Yeah.
drinking tonight?
All right, I'll have a Yingling. Yeah, I guess.
All right,
I'll go.
Dennis.
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 A yearlinger, please,
A
for
Yingling
Ryan.
and another double shot of Southern Comfort for Chris Sorrentino. Thank you. You guys, I just want to start off by saying I took him last year to your show at the IFC Theater. Just like, hey, it's your birthday, let's go to something. Like, he's a Ghostbusters fan, but I'm a super Ghostbusters fan. I was like, come on, let's check this out.
Yeah, you guys can't see. Chris is wearing a Ghostbusters shirt right now.
I'm wearing my Ghostbusters
can
shirt.
see by your shirt.
I wear a lot of Ghostbusters shirts to the podcast.
That's
usually.
true. Yeah.
But honestly, like, I was like, let's check these guys out, and they were. Thank you, Dennis.
Ryan.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Thank you, Dennis.
He's the best.
And they did not disappoint. You have to see this show. If you're a fan of Ghostbusters, this is the most amazing thing you will see.
Yeah.
It's.
Thanks.
Can you tell us a little bit
that
about
means
the
the world to
Shadowcast?
us about that.
No,
so
seriously, it blew me away how good it is.
this show, it's essentially a Rocky Horror Picture Show, but with Ghostbusters. That's just so.
So better, yeah. It's like Rocky Horror Picture Show if Rocky Horror Picture Show was as good as Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
Well, let's just say you get things you get to throw out like library cards and candy bars, and there was a part with the candy bars where when Peter gives Egon a candy bar, and
We messed up. What candy bar is it, first
It's
of
a
all?
Crunch Bar.
Crunch bar.
Okay, so there's a point in the movie where a Crunch bar is given, and the people in the audience are supposed to eat it, right?
Did you guys throw yours?
We threw it at the screen and then watched people eat us around us, and we got upset. And then you actually bought a Twinkie.
I bought the Twinkie. Has that ruined things lately? Because there's no more Twinkies. How does
we've
that
done
happen?
the past few shows without Twinkies.
Yeah.
Cloud Ca- yeah,
Or
there's-
Bingles is Bingles now.
'Cause you do-
Bingles.
We've done both. We've done
Fake Twinkies called
fake
Bingles.
Twinkies, and we've done shows without. Totally.
Yeah, we've done it sometimes without Twinkies. Twinkies were very interesting trying to get for the show. I was in charge of getting the Twinkies, so I went to a local Target and I literally bought 10 boxes just in my shopping cart. No, it was 10 boxes of Twinkies and like 3 bags of Crunch Bars. And I'm bringing this over to the cashier, and they're just like staring at me, like, "Aren't you missing liquor?"
And at the time, you had no idea that Twinkies would become a hot commodity.
We
at
had
that
no
point.
idea.
Yeah,
It's funny. Like a week before that happened, I had like a box of Twinkies like in my apartment, just like untouched, because the thing about Twinkies is that they have a really short shelf life. Contrary
Really?
to
You
popular
would think-
belief,
Oh, because everybody believes they.
According to
Yeah.
Zombieland, they're like they're around forever.
yeah. You hold
We
your
learned that
tongue
from
about
Larger
that.
Than
And just
Life.
for those of you listening, like some people might not know what a shadowcast is. You know, they're acting out scenes, they're adding things to Ghostbusters, and the people in the audience are doing things along with the movie. And one of those things would be eating a Twinkie when Egon is given.
The
Twinkie.
most
So I just wanna set that
amazing
up.
thing I've seen at the Minions of Gozer Shadowcast was when they do the whole like this man has no dick and Walter Peck is he's still going on his tirade. The guy playing Walter Peck rips off his pants and he's wearing tights with a No Ghost logo on his dick. It's one of the funniest things I've seen in a long time.
That's my husband.
It is.
Ah.
He's brilliant.
He does such a great job.
Yeah, no,
As
he
well-
is great.
Oh my
Yeah.
god,
He is a
that's
great
cool.
Walter
Yeah,
Peck.
unfortunately, he's actually taking a little break. He's got a really busy work schedule, so we're gonna do the next few shows without him. I know.
Well, listen, I know
It's
you.
really
I know you
hard.
guys have a Ray, but
We
if
have
you
a couple.
Oh.
of
you have a couple of Rays, if you're ever short a Ray, I'd love to be a Ray. Just putting it out there. Just
It's always
putting it
good
out
to have backup cast.
Yeah.
It's
Hey.
I'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll do it. It's fun getting drunk. Exactly.
It was,
I would
yeah.
love. I would paint myself green and run around the crowd yelling. I know you guys are the Slimer puppet, but I would do it.
If you paint yourself blue, you could be a Blu-ray.
Oh.
I just want to say that Ron Maxwell is amazing, and
Yes. Yes.
Ron Maxwell is not in our show. He is actually a founding member of the New York City Rocky Horror Picture Show cast. And he's a
He's a
groupie, which we are so lucky
he
to have
sleeps
him
with
as
the
a groupie.
cast.
The New York Times actually did a piece on Ron Maxwell
Yeah.
like last weekend. He was
Oh,
their
really?
he was their Sunday character study, and it's all about and his nipples are totally in the New York Times.
Your nipples are in the
I
New York
saw
Times.
those
I-
nipples tonight when we touched belly to belly. And let me tell you, they are magnificent. I don't
some
care
nice
what the New York
nipples.
Times says. I'll
That-
tell you firsthand, delectable. Like 2 Cadbury eggs shining on a precipice of Skittles.
That photo is so horrific. It's really crazy to put
What?
that
What?
your weird hernia belly buttons touching with Ghostbuster shirts on. And I mean, he's got the full
Listen,
uniform.
we are forever in love. All right? That's a moment in time. You want to bury that in a time capsule, John? That's what you bury.
I'm
Me
worried.
and Ron Waxman.
I'm worried about both of you.
Me and Ron Maxwell.
Maxwell.
Uncle Jones.
It's a side effect from the unlicensed nuclear accelerator.
This guy was in New York Times, all right? Me? Who am I?
I'm definitely gonna check that out. Yeah,
I agree.
Definitely do.
Ryan. So you were
Yes.
saying you had a box of Twinkies when Twinkies were taken away.
Yeah, so what happened was I actually threw out my Twinkies the week before they announced it.
Really?
Yeah, it was the biggest mistake I've ever done. Because, like, I've had these Twinkies, and
'cause
they're, like, gone for, like, 3 months. Like, it's done. Like, it's out of there. And then I throw it out. The following week, it's like, Twinkies are all gone. And, like, people are selling them on eBay for, like, $50. going for,
Yeah.
like, yeah. And, like, it's insane. I could have been raking on that money.
Been a million.
You definitely could have, even with the
Yeah.
You could have
expiration date.
Venkman
Yeah.
that money. Let me just tell you, Ryan plays Peter Venkman, and he is a great Peter Venkman.
yeah.
Let me tell you.
Thanks.
And I'm a big Peter Venkman fan, and he is a great Peter Venkman.
So how did you get what started the whole idea? Who came up with it?
Well, actually, I've lived in New York for 8 years now, and one of the things that happened when I first moved here was just like being broke and a student, and it's cold as shit because I'm from the South, and we're wandering around. Me and my husband, actually, who plays Walter Peck, are walking around in the city, just taking a walk, because that's all we can afford to do. And like, kind of, we just come up out of the subway and stumble onto the Firehouse. And
Yeah.
North Moore and Varick.
it's my favorite movie ever. Yeah, Varick and Moore, and it just totally made my day. It made my whole week. Like, as just being broke and not having any money, anything to do in New York. So that was just kind of a feeling I wanted to keep recreating. So the idea of like doing the shadowcast or somehow finding some way to bring the movie to life.
You guys do an amazing. Let me tell you, it's seriously like Ghostbusters is my like life. It's my fallback movie.
No, I mean Chris has written comics inspired by where you literally like a team of people.
I'm doing a comic book right now called Skeleton Crew, which is completely involved with Ghostbusters.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dennis.
Dennis.
The Empire's greatest bartender. He's seriously, but this comic, like I'm working on a comic book with John right now. It's called The Fourth. On my side project, it's been 10 years in the making. I'm doing a comic book called Skeleton Crew, which is very influenced by Ghostbusters and Back to the Future and like everything 80s you can imagine.
No, so I mean, so he completely freaked out when he found out that you guys were even doing it,
Yeah.
and then the show was so much fun. I mean, it's like a really cool thing to go and be a part of. So like people definitely need to check it out and go and see one of these.
Do you guys? All right, I just want to ask you right now. Do you have any plans for Ghostbusters 2? And what are your wait? What are your problems with Ghostbusters 2? Because I'll tell you my problems with Ghostbusters 2. You tell me your problems with Ghostbusters 2.
Ryan and I have no problems with Ghostbusters 2.
Okay, fine. Sorry.
Well,
You don't have any
problems with Ghostbusters. My main problem is Randy Edelman doing the score. When Elmer Bernstein should have done the score, but he turned it down because he didn't want to do comedies anymore. But Randy Edelman did it because he's working with Ivan Reitman, and that score is terrible.
Amen.
There's so much more they could have done with
pretty
that.
bad.
Ghostbusters 2 messed me up. Like, it actually scared the shit. The movie didn't scare me.
Bathtub scene?
Bathtub, yeah.
I wasn't familiar with the idea. The whole concept of being possessed by something was new to me. And
meanwhile, there's so many. There's so many cut scenes of Ray possessed.
Yeah.
There's like a montage scene where Peter's like looking around at the camera where Ray was apparently possessed, but they didn't show that. There's a whole scene in the script where Ray was possessed by the spirit of Gozer, spirit of Vigo, and Peter punches him in the face.
Yeah.
And he crashes the Ecto-1 into a tree in Central Park. And like Ray kind of wakes up from it.
You're
He's like, "Whoa, I don't know what's going
drunk
on."
way of saying
that's an actual.
No,
am I lying?
no.
That's an actual scene.
No, it's an actual scene, but I think people, more than that tidbit, people enjoyed the way you said Central Park.
Wait, how did I say it?
It's like Central Park.
Central Park.
Central
There's no
Park.
other way to say it.
Yes, we have a question.
Oh, God. Well, I mean, I was...
Ghostbusters 2, I was
What year is that?
11.
1989.
June 16th,
So I was
1989.
9. So here's the thing. I had seen the first Ghostbusters, and you're right. There's possession in that. But I think as a little kid, they were just acting weird. Like there was something that was happening that was making them act crazy. Where the baby in Ghostbusters 2
Oscar.
and some of the effects in that, it was very clear that something was like entering this like child, and that was the first time it clicked for me, and that became a weird fear for me outside of the movie.
That's something
That could happen.
So
Yeah,
you were
yeah.
afraid of being possessed.
Yeah. It was like it was a big thing, and Ghostbusters 2 was the
being
movie.
possessed by a balding guy from a painting.
Yeah.
Chris
You
and
want to
I-
know something funny? We were at Skywalker Ranch.
Okay.
Our friend works for ILM, and we went to Skywalker Ranch. And
We
we
got
took
this-
a picture in from the actual Vigo painting.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
By the
That's
way,
brilliant.
if
Yeah.
any of you are going to San Francisco, we can definitely set up a private tour. I
Yes.
mean, without question.
Yes.
Yeah. Our
Yeah,
good
you have to
friend
get down
works for ILM.
That's amazing. Yeah.
And it was so cool. We
And
took
we saw
pictures.
Slimer?
We saw the it was the animatronics for inside of Slimer.
the first,
for
second
the
one.
Scaleri, no, second.
Second.
Okay.
Yeah.
For the
Going
Scaleri
Robin
brothers.
Shelby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scaleri brothers.
Not the Robin Slimer, the second
the-
one.
Yeah, we had a blast. We had a blast down there
Yeah.
over in. It's a lot of stuff that's just like set up outside actual offices and edit rooms, and yeah, we walked into
Yeah,
a
like-
and there was just the Vigo painting
Yeah.
Nice.
And we
hanging. there.
we took pictures in front of it. And it was seriously
Did they have the other painting
Amazing.
there too?
no,
The-
they
no.
did not.
The
I-
fettuccine.
the fettuccine?
No.
The fettuccine.
Yeah.
Where,
No, they
where
don't.
Dan Aykroyd has like a seriously built body.
where-
and it's
Yeah.
like, no,
Where did all
Dan.
those six packs come from?
Like Dan, no, Dan, you're fat.
That's got to be in. That was the most frustrating thing. Was at Skywalker Ranch there was a building, and they were like, "That's where everything is."
Wait, seriously, did Dan? Has
And we
Dan
couldn't
ever
go in.
contacted you guys? Because this seems like something Dan would love.
No, we've let's see, William Atherton and Ernie Hudson we've met, and we've corresponded with Robin Shelby. But
Yeah.
yeah, we haven't
Yeah.
Shelby,
Nailed
Shelby's
down-
the
down
original
yet.
Slimer. Shelby?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
she's GB2 Slimer.
Now, how does it work? I mean, even legally, because you guys have done this at IFC. That's where we saw it in other places. You know, is licensing an issue, or is it legitimately just a screening where?
Yeah, I mean the way we always do it on the up and up, or we typically let the venue handle licensing, and IFC totally
Well,
is on the up and up.
are there any
like-
plans for Ghostbusters 2?
Yeah, totally. It's
Yeah.
a
We-
holiday
yeah, we-
film. It's a Christmas New Year's movie.
All right.
Hopefully it'll be
So
there for
holiday-
Christmas.
We have to
holiday.
fire
We're
some
hoping.
cast members that aren't into the sequel. So
If
the
you-
two
if
we
you-
brought-
if you-
the two we brought
If
with
you
us
need a
tonight.
Ray,
But
if you
just-
need a Ray,
Just so you guys know, there's two people
I'm
involved.
totally dedicated.
They're getting the finger
I'm
from
totally
two
dedicated.
cast members in the audience.
What
I
just
can do-
happened
listen,
was
seriously,
that
I remember.
cast members
I'm-
are giving them the finger.
Hey, listen, I'm fat. I could be a Ray.
You
I
will
was
be
a great
Ray.
Ray for the
Here's a-
gender
You're a
bender. Yeah.
gender bend, yeah. Which
Mm.
leads me to April 26th. You guys are playing at
It's a convention, Divine
Mhm.
Decadence, Twisted World.
which I'm trying to get off from work for. The problem with me is you guys always do a Friday.
No, we're doing a Saturday night. We're
It's a
doing
Saturday night?
this time. Yeah,
Ooh, wait, April 26th is a Friday.
it's the
That's-
con starts on the 26th. We're doing April 27th.
All right, I will be there.
Okay.
You be there.
I work weekdays, so it's hard for me to go. Like I
Saturday
got off
night.
for tonight.
Saturday night.
Like I said, let me
All right,
reprise.
exciting.
My day
It's all right.
off today was watching Three Amigos, then Beetlejuice,
Have them balls.
then getting
Did you
hot
have
coffee
your
spilled on my
balls burnt?
nuts.
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. But
Yeah, are
that's
you
my
okay
day
after
off.
after the spilled coffee, or are you
Yeah.
messed up?
I might be a little messed up, but it's okay because I got 2 children already. Nobody cares after 2.
That's true. Yeah, at this point, burning your balls is a
I
good
got 2.
idea.
Burning my exactly. I seriously I took a machete in my urethra.
Oh,
No more kids for me.
go on.
But seriously, I'm gonna tell you the truth here.
Your
I
new
love you
nickname
all.
is so.
Cadbury eggs.
Chris, you've never been this drunk, or this is the first time I'm not as drunk as you watching it happen.
Drunk uncle.
Transformers.
Tell them about how I'm going to officiate your wedding.
More than meets the eye.
He asked me to officiate the
What?
wedding.
Uh-oh.
Whoa! You asked somebody else to officiate your wedding?
Whoa.
Because I've done
Well,
a.
she said she was illegal in New York.
She is.
And by the
legal.
way,
totally legal.
anybody
You're
speaking
you're
from-
legal in New Jersey.
Yeah.
She's illegal in New York. She said she was going in a refrigerator and
Chris,
yelled Zool.
You have to explain
Imagine
anything yelled
refrigerator.
out from the audience is not on the microphone, so you have to explain what's happening.
All right.
And I heard a voice
Somebody
say
from the
Zool.
audience yelled they would officiate my wedding. All right, here's the plan. Let me tell y'all. Let me drop a little school on y'all.
Go on.
All right. I was planning on getting married on our podcast here to my beautiful fiance, Brianna Malik. John said he would do it. But I heard here, Sage was like, yo, I'll marry you here on a fucking podcast because I'm officiating in New York. But John was like, I'm officiating in New Jersey. So it's like a battle. Suddenly they had a fist fight outside. Shit got crazy. There was fists. There was tires on fire. There were tires on fire.
Really?
Yeah. It got like Super Mario Kart. They threw tires on fire.
Oh no.
A turtle shell. Somebody lost their teeth. Somebody lost their teeth to a turtle shell.
So did I lose control of your wedding?
I took a step back. No. I took a step back. And
Yes, I
said,
did.
hey,
I
wait a
did lose
minute.
control of the show.
I said, hey, wait a minute. Ron Maxwell, you have an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on your back.
Nuclear.
Nuclear.
I don't care if you're drunk. There's no excuse.
I blame myself.
Wait, what did I say?
So do I.
You said nuclear, like
Nuclear. You have an unlicensed nuclear accelerator on your
He did
back.
it.
well, it's gonna be on your back soon. So there you go.
He let me. He agreed I could take a picture with a proton pack on my back.
Oh no.
Oh, that's great. Listen, I love that. Like you said that, like there was a big surprise. He already took a photo with his creepy belly button touching your creepy belly button, and you're like, and you know what else? He's gonna let me take a photo with his proton pack. Everybody just wants to see your freak of nature belly buttons touching.
Nobody wants to see it.
So every other one of these is a water, right?
I love your face right now. I love it.
I wanna bring it back to the Minions.
Okay.
Chris and I had a really funny conversation where it was like, I love Ghostbusters, but you're like you're in charge of the show, and he's like, all right, and now he's just like, yeah, I just think about it. So I think I might have to rein it in. You realize that
All right.
they came all the way from New Jersey.
Well, just
And
me.
South Bronx.
Well, South Bronx.
We'll get
over
back-
there.
Oh,
Back
South
down
Bronx,
to go.
South Bronx.
and New Jersey. I
right.
have a question. During the show, so the way that you guys handle the proton packs is you use silly string.
Yes.
An
Yeah.
insane amount of silly string to the point where I'm a hypochondriac. I was worried about the fumes I was inhaling from that many cans of silly
Yeah.
string being
Wait,
emptied.
is it
You went on
18
you went on
cans
the
a
show in March, right? We usually use 18, but the show you were at was 24 cans of silly
What?
string.
Wow. Yeah, I mean there's I don't know what fumes we were breathing in.
Oh, the whole you should see the
still
theater after the
fucked
show.
I mean, you're in a movie theater. There's like no ventilation, and they're just on. I mean, it's the perfect
It's
thing
like
to
a small
use.
200 cramped 200 seat
Oh my!
theater.
Are you guys worried at all about the health effects?
Are the
behind
Ghostbusters
inhaling-
worried about the health effects?
No.
I think we're doing our job.
No.
I turned down.
I think
All
that's
right, wait,
that's the perfect answer.
Real Ghostbusters. How do you guys feel? This question's directed at Ryan.
Okay,
Oh.
Okay.
Sleeping bag.
I do.
All right. This is it. Lorenzo Music or Dave Coulier? Who is the definitive thank me?
It's Lorenzo Music, hands down Lorenzo Music.
Lorenzo Music.
Yeah.
You know what I love about that's such a good question, and what I love is that somebody felt that Dave Coulier sounded enough like Bill Murray to play that character, and then later,
Well, wait. Apparently, it was Bill Murray. Bill Murray felt his character didn't sound enough like him.
Yeah. That's the reason why Lorenzo Music was out.
And which, weirdly
Bill
enough,
Murray.
I
oh
don't know
really?
if
They had
people
Dave Coulier
noticed-
come in after that?
I don't know if you'll notice. Lorenzo Music played the voice of Garfield in the Garfield
you.
cartoons.
But then the Garfield movie happened,
And then
Bill Murray did the
played
voice.
Yeah.
Which,
That's crazy.
whoa, wait. This is a down point in Bill Murray's career. He saw Cohen, and he went with the Garfield movie. One of the writers' name is Cohen, but it wasn't one of the Cohen brothers.
Yeah, Ethan.
It was just some guy, Ethan Cohen. So he signed on for the Garfield movie, thinking it was the
Person
Cohen
named
brothers.
Is that true?
Yeah,
Yeah,
this
it's
is
true.
100% true.
He thought it was the Cohen brothers who made Raising Arizona and No Country for Old Men and
And
Fargo.
Garfield?
Yeah, he thought it was one of them.
Here's
He
the thing.
signed up for Garfield thinking it was the Cohen brothers. It was this guy, Ethan Cohen,
Yeah.
and he signed up for the Garfield movie. He made 2 Garfield movies based on an assumption. And it kind of like, that was a low point in Billy's career.
Which he acknowledged. Yeah, you know,
Which he
Billy. He
did
called him
acknowledge.
Billy.
But which, seriously, like, he took a hit on that thinking it was the Cohen brothers when it was some other jerk off Cohen. When in reality, Lorenzo Music originally did the fucking Garfield voice.
But I love how it all came full circle because the original voice of Garfield did the voice of Bill Murray in the Ghostbusters.
Yeah,
that was
movie.
Lorenzo
Conspiracy
Music.
theory.
It's so strange.
Here's another thing about real Ghostbusters. So Arsenio Hall plays Winston Zeddemore.
Exactly.
Did
Whoa. In the first
Right.
2 seasons, and there was Buster Jones in the rest.
Well, let me get you about this though.
Yeah.
Did you know Ernie Hudson actually tried out
Yeah.
for
And
Winston
they
Zeddemore
turned
and
him
was
down.
turned down?
Yeah.
He was turned down. Yeah, he was turned down, and Arsenio Hall got the role
Yeah.
of Winston.
Oh, that's so.
Isn't that sad?
That's
just-
really
Well,
sad.
did you know in the Halloween special, the guy who did Audrey 2's voice, Brian, what's his name? Levi Stubbs. He did the voice of the ghost in the Halloween special, the second holiday special. Not the second Halloween special.
Not the Sam Hain one.
Not the Sam Hain
And
one. The second one. Where's
and
the
in Captain N, the Game Master was.
Oh, he played Mother Brain.
Yeah.
In Captain and the Game Master.
Yeah.
Levi Stubbs. From the Four Tops, Levi Stubbs.
That's right. They make it a point at the end of Little Shops to say "from the Four Tops" they do in the credits under his name.
But seriously, Dave Coulier ruined the voice of Peter Venkman.
Now, Dave
Complete.
Coulier, they have Dave Coulier on the payroll, and they didn't have him doing Slimer.
No, Frank Welker.
Yeah.
That's weird that they paid 2 people.
Frank Welker always did slime.
But that's weird because
But that
basically
was Frank Welker's fallback voice.
Yeah.
He did Game Boy on
Fred.
But isn't that everybody's
no, but
fallback
that's
voice?
his fallback voice. That's his Captain N Game Boy voice. Hi everybody.
Yeah. I know, but that's also
his fucking fallback
That's
voice.
that's my
Frank
fallback
Welker's-
voice.
You know what? His good voice is like Megatron and shit. Freddy from
Yeah.
No, but
Scooby-Doo.
let me
That's
ask
his
you-
regular voice. But his fallback voice is blah 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 blah.
But did he only do?
That's his Slimer.
Did he
voice.
only do Slimer?
Yeah, he only.
No,
did
no,
Slimer.
he did-
Then that's a
too.
waste of it. Because while you have Dave Coulier, you
Well,
could
no,
literally
I'm
have
sure
him do
he
the.
did other voices within the cartoon continuity, but he mainly did Slimer.
Dave Coulier. Yeah,
like
it's-
that's
Yeah, it's pretty
bullshit.
good.
It's the jackalope.
Better than yours.
All I'm saying is
Yeah,
you could have
mine.
paid one guy to do that same voice.
Yeah, exactly. And they paid Frank
It's-
Welker.
Well, good for him, but that's a waste of money.
It is a waste of money.
Yeah.
Frank Welker sat on his ass and phoned in Slimer. And then you got fucking real guys coming in doing the dialogue. Frank Welker also did Ray from the beginning to the end. He did a great
Well, that's
Ray.
what I was asking. You said he didn't do anybody else.
No, he did do other people.
He did one of the Ghostbusters.
He did one of the main
He
Ghostbusters.
did one of me, guys.
Well, then that
Other than
makes
that, he
How
did
about that?
Slimer.
Then
which
that
is-
makes
which
sense.
is
Maurice
a
LaMarche.
joke.
Maurice LaMarche.
Maurice
Great.
LaMarche, great Egon. Some might know him
Fabulous.
as Brain and Pinky of the Brain.
Exactly.
That's like
Oh,
his
really?
like,
Yeah.
okay.
Calculon. Yeah, exactly. Calculon
Did he
for
do it for Extreme
Futurama.
Ghostbusters too? Was
He did.
Yeah, he did.
No,
Right?
in Extreme
Yeah.
Ghostbusters, he played the older Egon.
Yeah.
Or exactly.
Welles. And Ed
Brain
Wood.
was a lame Orson
Welles.
Welles impression. Thank you,
it was
Ezra.
a great Orson Welles.
Yeah, he did it in
impression.
Ed
No,
Wood.
no. It was great, but it was
yeah.
lame in the fact
Yeah.
they never paid tribute to Orson Welles.
That's not
They
true.
never
He
paid
never paid
tribute?
tribute.
That's not
to
true.
Orson Welles.
No,
They
paid
did.
tribute.
Because you were supposed to know that it was.
Yeah.
I was 13 when Tiny Toons came out. I didn't know that was Orson Welles. I didn't know that was Orson Welles.
They did
He
a-
kind of ripped it and didn't pay.
No,
any
they did.
tribute
They
to
did
it.
a whole tribute to the Frozen Peas
But-
outtake.
But
Yeah, they did do that.
But he did Orson Welles in Ed Wood. If you listen to Ed Wood, he did the Orson Welles impression when he told Ed Wood that he wouldn't make
But
it.
Pinky and the
blah, blah,
Brain
blah.
acknowledged
Yes. Pinky and the Brain did not acknowledge it. He definitely did.
Wow.
They said this guy's supposed to be Orson Welles. You're 13. You're not gonna know who the hell that is.
No, but you know what? They were like pulling out They Might Be Giants references. I didn't know who they
Yeah.
were either.
You're right.
You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know them at 13 years old. I
Well, you
didn't
should have
know
had a cooler
anything Tiny
English
Toons
teacher
told me.
because I knew who they were because I had the
knew it?
best English
I-
Now
teacher
I
in the
knew.
world.
Like, I'm a huge I May Be Giants fan. Huge I May Be Giants fan.
Yeah, Ryan's wearing a hat right now that I can't see.
So I got this hat online through Reddit gifts.
Oh, now I
yeah.
Down. Pull it down.
It's pretty
I have
frightening,
the
but I
hoodie
love it.
pajamas.
He pulled it over his head, and it's now his head is the head of the Stay Puft
It's a
Marshmallow
Stay
Man.
Puft Marshmallow Man ski mask.
Right.
Supremacist teenage mutant
I'm gonna go.
It does.
Kinda.
It does.
Wait,
it does
you
look like a
guys-
white
you guys are
supremacist
doing a
Teenage
show
Mutant Ninja Turtle.
April 26th.
April. No, Chris, we're doing a show on April 27th.
April 27th.
Yeah.
Whoa, which is a Saturday.
He's so
Yeah.
upset.
Saturday.
I can come.
I heard
You're
that you're not
going.
working on
I
He's
that.
can
so
come because-
upset that it
because-
might be that Friday.
Yo, you see, because Friday, I work Monday through Friday.
You know what I love? As drunk
I
as
took
you
off
are,
today.
you know
Saturday.
a date a month away is a Friday. That's really impressive.
That is
You
You
extremely
keep forgetting
impressive.
that that's not the day the show's happening, but you still remember.
27th is Sunday.
Saturday.
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 It's
What
a,
did I
yeah,
say?
Saturday.
You
Month
know this
away.
podcast is gonna.
Exactly. Yeah, our Jewish Ray is performing, so we know it's Saturday night.
So how long have you been
I
doing
will
this
be
now?
there this Saturday.
We have our first show was at the IFC in November 2011.
That was-
Oh, so it's still
That
it's
was-
still
we're
still
really
fairly
new.
Yeah, that was-
yeah,
for the
we've been
first
together
show.
since
February, I
2010.
think?
We launched a Kickstarter campaign, got the cast together, yada yada yada.
Tell the audience what a shadowcast is about.
Okay, so we're basically Rocky Horror Picture Show meets Ghostbusters. We show the movie all the way through from start to finish, no interruptions. But at the same time that we show the movie, we also have a live floor show that is basically an entire stage production of Ghostbusters.
Which is
We
amazing.
act out what's
It
happening
is
on the screen,
amazing.
and in addition, we sort of have our own jokes that we throw in. If there's something that they're talking about in
Yeah.
the movie, they're talking about something that happened before the movie started.
We'll show
Well,
it.
like
not
I said,
filmed,
like
we
the
show
Walter
it.
Peck thing, and like the scene when Larry, it's not Larry King. It's different. It's different if you were.
It is.
Oh,
Espen
no,
Ray,
no, no. That's
Have you met Elvis? They actually have like Elvis.
Yeah, we have a ghost
Yeah.
Elvis.
Yeah,
we
like
have
it's
Walter
like-
Peck with no
Like
dick.
they build on all
we
those
show
jokes
Egon
that are
drilling a
within
hole through his
Ghostbusters.
head.
You're talking about Joe
Um,
Franklin.
Joe
I-
Franklin.
Yeah, Joe
I
Franklin.
performed at one of Joe Franklin's comedy clubs, and afterward, I went up to him, and I was kind of like, I literally said, "You were in Ghostbusters," and like everything that he did, I was like, "You were in Ghostbusters," and he laughed, and I said, "Yeah," and then he said, "What's your name again?" And I told him, and then he asked me how to spell it, and I told him, and then he was like, "Yeah, good name for show business, kid," and he slapped me on the back and walked away. But he was amazing. But that was the thing where I was like, I mean, I know that he was like a prolific guy as far as like talk show hosts go and radio hosts go. He gave a lot of people their start. But for me, he was that guy in
Yeah.
that scene in Ghostbusters.
That's so
That's how I
funny.
know him,
We
too.
have a story like our former Egon in our cast has the same story about meeting. It's David Margulies, right? The Mayor
Yeah.
Lenny.
Yeah, Mayor Lenny.
Yeah, he met
Oh,
Mayor
yeah.
Lenny, and
Oh,
he's
yeah, David
this
Margulies, yeah.
same kind of thing. He was like, Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
My favorite movie. You're my favorite movie. And he was incredibly kind to him. It was like,
Yeah.
that is
Wait,
one of the best
Joe
movies
Franklin
ever
was
made.
Back to Ghostbusters 2.
Yes.
One of my least favorite parts
Go on.
was when the judge.
What?
Judge the Hammer.
Scolari brothers.
The Hammer.
Larry,
Yeah.
brother.
I said this is death 14 years ago. Like when he does that whole weird scene. Yeah.
Why?
When he does that scene, I just hate that scene.
Okay. Now we're
The Scolari
cringe.
brothers. Things like that.
What? Three
No,
in the box,
I'm okay with Jackie Wilson.
Two in the box, ready to go.
We be fast and
they
they
be
be
slow.
slow.
All that you can't overlook.
okay with
Scolari
that.
brothers.
But just the Scolari brothers, just the way the judge scene, the Scolari brothers.
I said,
I
it's
hate
death.
that.
Okay, that's cool. We like it. I got
So,
nothing there.
Seriously,
That's
do
not,
you guys have any Ghostbusters 2 plans?
do we have any what?
Ghostbusters 2 plans.
We do have Ghostbusters.
Why do you
2
keep
plans.
pushing this?
Again,
Tell you what,
it's-
after we're done talking about, let's talk about Blues Brothers 2000 for an hour.
No.
Let's
We're
do
not
that.
talking about Blues
That's what everybody wants to hear. Let's talk. You know that movie?
Elwood is not coming out of an ass.
You know that movie everybody loves? Let's talk about when they tried it again. You guys like Caddyshack 2? Why don't you do a shadowcast of Caddyshack 2?
No, because Ghostbusters 2 doesn't. Ghostbusters 2 is not in those movies.
Here,
Ghostbusters 2 is way better.
It's not-
what Chris
it's not
is
in those
trying to
movies.
say
No,
is that
it's
as
not in the
sequels
same
go,
ranking as those
GB2 is not that bad.
I understand that, but if people are gonna come out and they're gonna celebrate Ghostbusters, look, if you guys are gonna do the second one
We
in
are.
addition to what you're doing, that's a lot of fun. But you're like pushing really hard for this movie that is
He just wants
subpar.
to be in the cast. It's cool.
Ghostbusters 2 is not
Fine. We edit this
subpar.
out
Are
later.
you kidding me? Of
It's
course
not
it is.
subpar.
When it follows that old school sequel formula, which is like whatever worked the first time, let's do it again. And they're like, well, in the first movie, at the end, everybody loves them, and they're like, yeah, but when that movie started, they were nobody. So let's make them nobodies again.
No.
And
If you
do
want
it
to
again.
follow Ghostbusters beat by beat, you watch the movie Evolution.
Do not bring evolution into this. Do not bring
No.
evolution
If
into
you
this.
want to follow Ghostbusters beat by beat, Ghostbusters 2 is not beat by beat. Ghostbusters 2 is its
doesn't
own
have
entity.
4 syllables.
Of course, it's beat by beat.
Ghostbusters 2 it is not beat by beat.
Even like the Statue of Liberty is shoehorned in
yeah.
because it's like, how do we match Marshmallow Man? How do we have another big thing walk through the
All
city?
right, I agree with that, but other than that, the whole fucking movie is not shoehorned. The whole movie, exactly.
No, it sucks.
Whoa.
Fuck.
It's basically GB1, the formula that made GB1 good, overlaid again on another story.
I'd rather they take-
a
I'd
better
rather they
sequel
take a
is
step
totally
further.
new- exactly. A better sequel, a great sequel is a whole new film, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't- we
instead they
didn't
took
get a
what
step
worked from the
further.
first one.
Unless you
and they
account
did it again,
the
and it
video
was
game.
still hilarious.
Well,
We
how do you
count
guys
the video
feel about
game.
the video game?
It's
Loved it.
amazing.
Loved it.
Canon.
I bet you exactly
Canon.
canon completely.
It's not fun to
Totally.
play.
What's that?
What?
It's not fun to play.
If you want to follow Ghostbusters to beat by beat, you gotta make sure that when the lion comes into the bathroom, there's where's Chi-Chi's?
That's
Sacco
me.
Jones, everybody.
That was me.
Thank you, Sacco.
doing his impression of Sacco Jones an hour from now. Or Chris Sorrentino right now. Are you guys excited or worried about the possibility of a Ghostbusters 3?
Both.
Well,
Worried.
here's the thing
Definitely
about
not
It's
gonna
going to
Ghostbusters
happen.
3.
You
Agreed.
It's-
No, it is not going to happen. It is
All
not
right.
going to. That movie will never be made. Jake, thank you. Jake Turner
Jake
agrees.
Turner.
He will. That movie will never be made.
You're-
Ghostbusters 3 will never be made.
It will be made.
No, it will not.
probably.
It will. How?
No, it's been in the making since 1999.
7.
It's
97.
97. Thank you.
It's on the back row.
It's 2000. What the fuck
Well,
year is it?
I wasn't asking you. What do you seriously?
yeah.
What do you think? Is it going to happen? And do you even want it to happen?
As of now, there's no definite answer of it happening. The thing about it is that there's so many just Aykroyd versus Murray's word. You know, it's just like Aykroyd's like, we're doing it, we're doing. Murray's like, get away. Yeah, and Aykroyd's like, buy Crystal Head vodka.
It's
exactly.
really good. It's smooth.
His,
It
by the
actually
way,
is a good
the
podcast.
video of Aykroyd in a vineyard selling his wine is the weirdest. You guys actually wouldn't know this. We talked about it in our first podcast, but Chris and I, we have a theory that Dan Aykroyd at some point was abducted by aliens, which I think Dan Aykroyd would fully support.
Totally.
If you've been following him, and was replaced by somebody else.
Yeah.
I
Around like My Girl 2. And we actually have a term when somebody used to be hilarious, but they're not funny anymore. They have Aykroyds.
It's
We're trying to get that started through this podcast.
it's like the comedy version of Lucas, essentially.
Yeah.
George
Exactly.
Lucas. Completely,
Exactly. You have
yeah.
Aykroyd.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
brilliant.
But he's kind of like lost touch. So it's weird when he's talking about it. And the irony is that
Years.
I think Bill Murray would do another Ghostbusters movie on his terms, and his terms I would probably agree with.
Well, his
Right.
terms were that if Peter Venkman was dead and a ghost, which I'm kind of okay with.
And his problem with Ghostbusters 2 was that he felt the Ghostbusters was not driven by the special effects.
Exactly.
That
Special
they were
effects show
able
the
to
movie.
interact as comedic actors, and the special effects kind of helped tell the story. Where the second one, the budget was bigger, the effects were bigger, and they
Yeah.
had to work within that, and there wasn't that much room to play and improvise. And that's actually why he's not a fan of the second
Right.
movie compared to the first one. Because if you think about why you love the first one, I mean, there's great effects in there, but it's about those characters and the way they interact with
It's
each
about the
other.
small things too. Like the flowers
Absolutely.
are still standing. Like stuff
Yes,
like
Exactly.
that.
Egon,
It's
that
just-
reminds me of the time he tried to do a hole through your
Thank
head.
you.
Like that's
Thank
you.
straight up.
Would you, thank you.
The
There it
flowers
is.
are still standing.
Would you want to see a third movie with those actors, or would you be open
Really?
to a new cast, to a next generation of Ghostbusters?
My uncle thought
I
he
mean,
was
right?
Saint Jerome.
Yeah, right now, I mean, it seems like they're pitching for a new generation. That's always been like the talk. Even in the late '90s,
Well,
they
that
were
was
talking
the
about
Extreme Ghostbusters.
They talk
cartoon.
Yeah.
about Chris Farley.
Chris
and-
Farley, Ben Stiller.
Yeah.
But that was
Like-
that was the plot of the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon. In
Yeah,
the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon, they had the black guy, the guy in the wheelchair, the weirdo, like
Yeah.
fucking goth
And
girl,
the woman.
and the Latino. Yeah, that's the
and the
weirdo.
Latino.
And the Latino.
But you know what? I don't care what anybody says. I was a fan of the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon. I liked it.
Another high five.
Thank you.
I might need to
I
rewatch
honestly
it.
liked it.
Because here's the thing about Extreme Ghostbusters. As a kid, when I watched it, I hated it, and I'll tell you exactly why.
Well, I was in
will-
college when I was. So I was
Well,
a kid.
I was a
but I
kid. I'm
liked
sorry.
it.
I'm just,
Ryan's like 19.
yeah, I don't want to say my age. But here's the thing about Extreme Ghostbusters. I woke up 6 a.m. every single day to watch it on UPN 9. I would
Yes.
wake up, watch it.
Yes.
And even
I
though
would
I
DVR
really
it.
disliked it, I watched every single episode just because it had the name Ghostbusters. And it was only good on the last 2 episodes with the original
Back in the
Ghostbusters.
Saddle.
Yeah, Back in the Saddle was the best episode.
I agree with
Yeah.
that.
But,
But
other
in
than
general,
I didn't see-
I like the show.
The concept
was-
is amazing. I mean,
Exactly.
Egon and Janine
It was
are the only
Egon and
remaining
Janine.
original characters, and they've aged, and they're now what,
really?
late 30s or early?
Slime
Oh, well,
Rage too, which is kind
she's
of
late
Whoa, whoa.
30s.
How do you
early
feel about the
40s.
IDW comic?
I fucking love it.
Yeah, I love it.
I'm behind on it right now.
What
I
they,
mean,
they
you-
introduced like that alternate Egon
Mhm.
as like
Yeah,
a
and-
Yeah.
for Janine.
I mean,
Oh.
Like I'm married. I mean, I'm married to a guy who plays Walter Peck, and like I just love the portrayal of Walter Peck and like
He's
how he plays like a
great.
main character
the whole
in the
the
IDW.
fact that they carried on the stuff from
wanted
the,
to see
from
it
the
get a
game,
little
the
bit
Peacock
darker.
stuff.
I wanted to see it get a little bit darker than
Apparently,
than
the
they made
new
it.
Ghostbusters, where
Mhm.
Janine and
Kylie and
Kylie, that
I forgot
that
the other two's names. The guy with the hat and
the guy with
The
that was
guy
the
with the hat.
Chevy Chase guy.
Yeah. Oh,
and then
I
the
hate that
chick
episode.
from the like X-Files type of thing.
Yeah.
Scully?
No.
Yeah,
It was,
basically.
Scully's not a
Applaud
Ghostbuster.
if you can relate.
Yeah, no.
I'm so lost. I'm sorry, I haven't seen
All
any
right,
of
the
this.
new
okay.
comic, the
Let's
the
reel it back.
Ghostbusters that we know are lost in some kind of.
You know what
time
it
and
ends with
space
me?
thing.
Because I love the Ghostbusters, like the original cartoon, the Boogeyman episode.
yeah.
Yeah.
Holy
Oh man.
shit. I mean, scary.
That was a great episode.
That was so good. And that's where it ends. And not that I'm not interested in the other stuff, but I haven't seen
That
it.
used to get me, and what's his face? The
Sam
Sam Hain?
Sandman.
no,
Sam
not Sam Hain. The
Sandman.
No, not did he say not
no,
San
no,
Yam?
the other, not Sam Hain. The other dude with the hat and the raincoat. The
The Sandman. No.
no, the
He had the thing. and
something with a G.
The G.
What did he
You
say?
lost me.
What was it?
Not Sam Hain.
Sam Hain?
Something with
Sam
a
Hain.
G.
With a G. The hat and the
Ma'am, ma'am?
raincoat. The
Guthulu?
Carmen Sandiego.
yes, Carmen Sandiego. Oh, what the fuck's his name?
What about the episode with the baby dragon? The baby dragon who insists that Egon's his dad?
Oh yeah, Egon's relatives were like in, it was all like
And the
like,
dragon was like, call me Khaleesi.
Massachusetts.
We got to wrap it up soon.
Okay.
I
Yeah.
do have a question for you, and I understand if the
The
question is
Grundle.
no.
The Grundle. That's his name. The Grundle.
Can we give him a hand for remembering the
Grundle.
name of this character?
The Grundle was a scary character?
The Grundle was very scary. Thank you.
I just remember the Boogeyman freaked me out. Freaked me out. That was so good.
I'm with you, man.
Looking at this particular space right here, is this too small to do a Minions of Gozer shadowcast?
No, it's not.
And
too
I understand if
small.
the answer is no, but I know people would go crazy for it if we could make
No,
that
I mean,
happen.
Really?
we have a lot of props thanks to my co-producer Ryan here, who
Yeah, there's a. our
as
show
long
is
as my
extremely prop-heavy.
transportation costs are
Yeah. That's always the case.
no,
with
this
the
would be a
show.
fun. Like we're
No,
a
but-
really
so what's the
interactive
issue?
show. Look, we're a really interactive show. We love like a super small space would be hard to do because we run around a lot, but this would be perfect. We love to be intimate with the audience. We love
I
to pull
would-
the audience up on stage. Make you like we bring the audience to jail with the Ghostbusters. We make you like a New York City citizen. We make you eggs frying on
Yeah.
Dana
Shoot
Barrett's
you in the face with silly string.
counter.
I would. All right, we'll
Yes.
talk, but I would seriously love to make that happen here.
Okay.
And I
Yeah,
know,
we would love. This is
I know that Staten Islanders
sort of thing
would
we
come
love
out
to
and
do.
go crazy for it.
Well, lucky for you, I brought my business card, and if you can guess
Ryan
what's on
did
the other
I have
side,
business
if you could
cards,
think,
A couple of wavy lines.
holy shit, it's a couple of wavy lines on the other side of my business ESP card.
That's perfect. Everybody, give it up for the Minions of Gozer. Thank you so much for coming out. I
Thank
really, really appreciate
Thanks
it.
for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I
And check
love
them out.
you
What's
guys
the
so
website? I
much.
think it's
It's
just
a-
minionsofgozer.com.
Minionsofgozer.com, Facebook.com/Ghostbusters.
I
Shadowcast, all
cannot
that
recommend
stuff.
these guys enough.
Yeah, you'll have a
I
blast.
love
And
these guys.
At Minions of Gozer on Twitter.
Yeah,
at Minions of
Minions
Gozer
on Twitter.
on Twitter. Yeah, please check them out. Thank you so much, guys. I
Thank you.
really, really appreciate it.
Oh boy, what a drunken catastrophe.
Beautiful. Oh, it's beautiful.
Man. Hey, happy Halloween, by the way.
Happy Halloween to you and everybody listening.
Yeah, we forgot to say that at the opening.
I know. And we-
Happy Halloween.
But we got this up in time
Yeah.
for Halloween. That's what we
yeah.
wanted.
We're doing it. I had to come. I'm playing hooky from work. I snuck out.
Yeah.
I said I had to go to a wake.
All so we could get this to everybody for Halloween.
Yeah.
Well, actually, a lot of you have been listening. I appreciate it. You know, please, one thing I can ask you to do is just tell a friend, tell two friends. We want to just spread the word, but we got a lot of listeners. We're just looking
Yeah.
to reach more. So thanks for listening. And
Yeah, leave
as-
a review too, please. It helps us out immensely. Like if you help us out, we could keep doing some funny podcasts. So.
yeah, please leave a review on iTunes. It's people definitely look at that, and iTunes looks to that too. Eventually, they'll feature shows that have a lot of reviews. So that's what we're looking for also. big thanks to Minions of Gozer again.
Oh, they're the best. They're the best.
Such a good show. I know we say it a lot, but really you have to get out and see what they do. Check out their website.
Yeah, minionsofgozer.com.
Yeah, and you can find a schedule there. They're on Facebook. They're on Twitter.
Also, they have some stuff in the works coming up, and they're also talking about doing a Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles shadowcast, I believe based on the first film.
I'd love to see it.
I don't know how they're going to do that, but you know what? When I heard about the Ghostbusters thing, I was like, I don't know how anybody can do that.
Same here. And they pulled it off with
beautiful.
they have a Slimer puppet, a full Marshmallow Man costume. They go all out with Ghostbusters, so they can do Ninja Turtles.
Do you think they're going to have like shells? They're going to be doing karate. I want to see Ryan Espin doing karate. It's funny, ever since this show, Ryan and I actually have become very good friends. We talk a lot. And,
he's a good dude.
Yeah, he is.
Angela's great too. I mean, that was because prior to this podcast recording, like I went to their show, but I didn't know them. And
oh yeah, me neither.
They're good people, and there are other people. During this recording, you couldn't hear them that well, but there were other members of the Minions of Gozer cast in the audience.
Yeah,
talking to us that night and hanging out. We had a great time that night.
Yeah, I think I call out Jake on there. Jake Turner. He's funny. He's funny as hell. We got to get him on a show.
Yeah, they're all really good people. I'd like to have them back on.
Yeah,
that'd be great.
I just did a thing at JHU Comics with Casey Bartolucci. He plays Ray, not the Jewish Ray, the other Ray.
Oh, the other Ray. Yeah.
And he was there in full Ghostbuster gear. It was a Halloween party for kids at the comic book store, and I was drawing kids as zombies. And Casey came in his Ghostbuster gear, and it was cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a good time.
That's cool.
It was funny. A kid actually showed up dressed like a Ghostbuster, and I'm surprised. It's good seeing kids, because like my kids love it, but they're indoctrinated with it. But it's cool seeing other kids into it. And this kid didn't want to be a zombie. He was scared of zombies. He wanted to be a Ghostbuster.
That's awesome.
And he was dressed like a Ghostbuster, so that's how I drew him. And he started coloring it. And while he was there, it was great.
Nice, man.
Yeah, man.
Very cool.
Yeah, you got to pass the torch to the youngins. Anyone listening, if you got a little brother, sister, a daughter, a son, grandkid, whatever you got, keep that stuff alive, because it's you don't go out there and see Ghostbuster merchandise everywhere like you did in 1986. And,
yeah, that's true.
So keep
and
it
holds
alive.
up. Your kids are obsessed with it.
Oh, that's all we watch.
Yeah,
the movies and the cartoons.
That's cool. This show is brought to you by Audible.com. We talked about that at the beginning.
The good folks at Audible.
The good folks at Audible. So. It helps us out if you go to audibletrial.com/superliveadventure, and it's a good deal. You get a free audiobook download.
Free?
We in fact today we went there and we typed in Ghostbusters to see what would come up, and we found A History of Ghosts, the true story of seances, mediums, ghosts, and Ghostbusters, unabridged by Peter H. Aykroyd.
Ooh.
And it is narrated by Jeremy Gage and Dan Aykroyd.
Do you think they're brothers?
They might be.
Or just coincidentally have the last name Aykroyd.
And they both love ghosts.
And they love them. They married a ghost.
Well, check that out. It's like I said, audibletrial.com/superliveadventure.
Yeah, I want to check this out now.
Yeah, I'm curious about that one too. I might check that out.
Just crazy Dad Aykroyd, like
I love crazy.
And then the ghost came down to the ballroom and drove a '67 Chevy with a 4-block carburetor, and the Dan Aykroyd speech.
the Dan Aykroyd of
speech.
Today.
It just goes into cars.
I love it. What else? Oh, the Kidney Walk is coming up.
Yeah.
November 10th. Chris and I do this every year. If you go to my website, johnszeluga.com, there's an orange banner at the top for the Kidney Walk. If you click on that, still looking for team members. It's not too late. If you want to join us and walk with us in New York, it's a good time.
Yeah, but if you can't make it and you still want to click that banner and donate whatever you can, it helps. It really does.
Yeah, I'm actually, my goal this year was $1,000. Just a few $100s away from that. I think, maybe 3 and change. So
yeah,
hopefully I hit that. But again, if you can make a donation, I really, really appreciate it. It's a great cause. And again, we do that every year. So
yeah, you just remind me, I have to hit up my family this weekend.
Yeah.
Get them going.
Yeah.
Get them wallets shaken. Call those Aykroyd brothers.
The Aykroyd. I didn't realize he had a brother that did anything like that.
Yeah, I saw a picture of him. He looks like an older, fatter, balder Dan Aykroyd.
How is that possible? Well, Dan Aykroyd, if you're listening, fit it where you shit it.
Oh, happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.